We are still here at the Moat side after Merstham were held 1-1 by Horndean, and I've been joined by manager Jamie Decruz. Jamie, thanks for joining us. I used this term with Will in our interview as well. The word frustrating came to mind as everyone trooped off the pitch. How was it for you to watch out there this afternoon?
Yeah, it was frustrating. We felt beforehand it was a game we wanted to win. I thought first half we managed the game really well. I thought we were fairly good in possession. I thought we created more opportunities. I thought we limited them to not so much. I don't think Endo, from what I can remember, had a save until they got a dubious penalty, which obviously went over, and we were quite fortunate. But first half, overall, we were reasonably pleased. Second half, I think for a 20-minute spell, they were the better team. I believe that. I think they scored their goal and actually looked like they could have got a second. We changed shape. We changed personnel. We managed to get back in the game. We then had a good 10-minute spell, and then the game became a basketball game where ultimately anyone could have won it. But if I'm honest, I thought they probably looked more likely to win it within the last 5 minutes. So frustrated, yes. Do I think we looked tired? Yes. I think Cray took a lot out of the lads midweek, travelling to Cray. The fact we didn't have much of the ball and we worked really hard out of position. It showed today, certainly second half, and we take a little bit of responsibility for that. But frustrating, yeah.
We were discussing before the game about the game plan for this one, and when I saw the team sheet, I thought, wow, this is quite an attacking formation, because you brought Callum back in and put him in the 8. Corey still stayed up top. You had Ben and Lorenzo either side. What was that the game plan, to really go at him from the first minute?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to try and replicate the same performance against Phoenix, where we were on the front foot and we were good in possession, and we moved the ball well, and we created situations out wide and combined well centrally, and we saw little moments of that. Lorenzo's gone through everything we work on. Lorenzo's gone through. Keeper's made a good save. We've had a few other half chances. We've worked the 2v1 out wide for Callum's cutback, which has been blocked really well. So we had moments. But, yeah, ultimately I feel like we tired as the game went on. The subs come on, I must admit, I thought injected a little bit more of an intensity. However, it was so open by that stage. It was, a lot of running off the ball. No team really put their foot on it. And games can become like that. So, yeah, I mean, listen, we would have targeted the game and wanted to win prior to the game happening. I actually come off reasonably pleased that we've taken a point and not lost to a game below. Not lost the game to a team who's below us.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the substitutes, Will's come on and obviously made a mark for himself. He took the penalty really well. There were shouts from the bench to let him take it. I think Corey also wanted to have a look at it as well. Was that decided pre-game? Was that always the plan?
To be honest with you, Will's been my penalty taker, in the main for 2 years now, or 2 seasons. I trust him. The only penalty he's ever missed was here, ironically, but not for Merstham.
Good lad.
Down that end as well, pre-season last year. But I'm a big believer that you carry on with play. Will hasn't missed a penalty so far. He's only taken 1 but scored it. So he stays on them. And if Will weren't on the pitch, Corey would have took it. He was, Will was on the pitch, so he stays on it, and Corey was fine. It is what it is. Corey's happy for Will, as I know Will will be happy for Corey. And listen, Corey has been that good the last 2 games. He's kept Will at the side. Corey was unbelievable against Sevenoaks. Worked his socks off against Cray. And if I'm honest, today was probably a game too far for him in terms of him coming back into the side. 90 minutes isn't easy. But them two have got a really healthy competition going on, and that's good. We want that. We want that everywhere around the squad, and hopefully it brings out the best of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Goals are plenty from both, please. That would be great. Would it be fair to say if you and your opposite number, Michael Birmingham, shared a pint tonight in the bar, neither one of you would be too talking pleasantries about the officials, maybe, within the parameters of obviously an interview, but could you just give us a little bit of feedback on that, because it seemed to get a bit tetchy out there?
Yeah, I mean, I actually said to him, as always, shook his hand. I just felt the game become stretched, and I feel like there was a spell where I think decisions could have gone either way. That puts a lot of pressure on the officials, and I get that. I think from our frustration, both me and their gaffer, was sometimes you never knew what was going to be given at all, and there was 4 or 5 where we've gone, where's that come from? From both sides. But I'm not going to deter from the fact we weren't good enough today, and I'm all for blaming officials if I feel it's justified. Do I feel that's cost us a game? No. Do I feel like if they were better, we would have got more from the game? No. So we will look at ourselves before anyone else.
Yeah, fair enough. Just a quick update on Billy Oram.
Yeah, Bill's a tough one. I mean, Bill struggled with his knees for a while now, but he always gets through it. Billy's problem is he plays too much football. Bill loves his football. We'll play Saturday, go and play Sunday. He'll play 5-a-side Monday, train Tuesday, Thursday. It's too much. So, we're trying to get through Bill at the moment, week by week. We have sought medical help now to see if we can try and find out what the ongoing situation is. We're hopeful it's nothing major, which is why he's able to play. But at the same time, we can't keep going through him having to come off at half-time where he seems to seize up because, one, it's not fair on the other subs who, without a doubt, one of the wide lads would have come on today, we felt. But also, Bill needs to be able to play at 100%. And Bill's a great player, but we need to get him back up to 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. We wish him well. Bit of a fortress you're building here now. 5 games, 3 wins and a draw. Certainly take that. You would have bitten people's hands off for that before you took the hot seat, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think that was one of our key objectives coming in. Let's make our home ground really hard to come to. And barring a very, very good Ramsgate, no sides come here and had their own way. And, we're really fortunate. We won 3 out of those games. We drew today, lost to Ramsgate, and we have to continue that for the rest of the season. We've picked up our first point away from home at a really difficult place in Sevenoaks. So we're glad we've sort of ticked those little milestones off. We want to keep making this home ground as hard for opposite teams to come to. I feel good here. I feel we can beat anyone here. I feel we are going to be on the front foot and create opportunities here. It's not going to happen every game, but, the intentions are there and, we might have fell a little bit short today, but we'll keep plugging towards making this home ground always somewhere where we feel we can get points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, not to speak for every fan, but I certainly think that the resolve in the squad is there for all to see. The last minute equaliser at Sevenoaks, again today, we were losing, but we've come back and taken a point from a position whereby maybe, a few games ago we might not have. So are you pleased to see that from the players, even though some of them might be flagging a little bit?
That's exactly what I just said in there. I told them to relax. That you've got to earn the right in every single game you play. You're never going to turn up and a team's going to roll over for you, ever. There's no given right that you can turn up and they're going to get 3 points. So, yes, Horndean prior to today's game were below us. Obviously, they still are. It doesn't mean they're going to roll over for us. No team's going to come in and roll over for us. And we've got to remind the lads that we've come far in quite a short space of time. But that's come from hard work. It's come from players putting everything in. Fall below that standard, we go back to not being as competitive and not grinding out results. We've grinded out results because of our enthusiasm, our work rate, our efforts, our confidence, our bravery, not because we've become big-time Charlies overnight. And I've reminded them there that we should be happy with a point because a point is better than 0 points. And it depends what way you look at it. I just said to the lads there, you've lost 1 in 4 or you've won 1 in 4. That's how you got to look at it and for me, I'm looking at it going, we've lost 1 in 4. Yeah. That's the positive I'm taking. We've won 5 points. We've taken 5 points in that 4-game spell. That falls short of what we want to achieve, which is, on average, 2 points a game. We want to try and aim for over a sustainable period. We haven't fallen that short of it this time round within the first 8 games, and that's what we want to try and aim for.
Excellent. Well, as a full stop to the interview, I'll just let you know that Will was late into the debrief because he was doing his runs. So even though he came on and played 20 minutes, he did that. And again, it's just testament to what these boys really want to do to get the club lifted up that league.
Will's always been like that. Unbelievable mentality. I love Will to bits. Sometimes I've got to be a bit harsh on him, and I am, but only because I feel I can get the best out of him. And Will is a brilliant role model. He's not that old, but he's a brilliant role model for some of the younger lads. He will make sure the subs run. He will make sure players who haven't come on run. And for me, that mindset is what holds you in good stead come later on down the season. And I think from our point of view, we want everyone together. So I said to 2 of the lads who didn't come on today, they both start Tuesday and they both got a massive opportunity. They go play well, they start next Saturday. Listen, I get it's hard when players aren't coming on or not starting, but we're all one squad. We've got a small squad, and I believe in every single player in that changing room. But there's going to be players that come in, players that come out, and it's up to them to make sure they're working harder than whoever they're competing with to stay in the team. And that is one mentality we'll make sure that we have throughout our time.
Excellent. Well, Jamie, we wish you well again for Tuesday and in the Cup against Croydon. That'll be here. Come down and support the Moatsiders. But yeah, thanks for joining us and well done today.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.